has me wondering. Thought that I had figured it out. Nothing could get through to me, but this kind of chemistry has me wondering. When you're not around it, I was black and white. How come I'm not seeing in color? Lost without you, I can't make it through the night. How come I'm not seeing in color?
Before this stream starts, I have to fulfill a contractual obligation. Mal, please send that gifted sub, otherwise you've made me look really stupid in what will be, ladies and gentlemen, the final Luminosity Gaming official team stream for the split. Is myself, SirPigasus. Welcome to my channel. Typically here, we do bring on Quanzek alongside me for all the good looks and the casting skill and the actually, I don't know really what I bring to the table here in comparison to my esteemed Cocaster, but he is sick at the moment, so please, please, please go over and send him some love. He's not feeling the best. He's got a busy weekend. We're all wishing the absolute best for him. It's like 1 a.m. in Cali at the moment. He's, of course, from the US, so he will be resting right now. Exclamation mark casters if you want to hear him up, and thank you very much for the gifted sub there, Mal. Like I said, a contractual obligation. We've got ourselves, of course, the main event, and you know, for Luminosity, this still feels like very early stages of their run. They've been confident, I think that's fair to say, in every single Open so far. Open 1, champions. Open 2, champions, with only one game lost, being to Luminosity in the upper bracket quarter-final. And I mean, if it's upper bracket, it doesn't really count, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, they had no worries behind them. They'll never, ever touch the lowers. And if you watch that series, it was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. They lost that one game, and then the other 4 which they took, they made it look so easy against so-called second place. Listen, second place in APAC is 4th, 5th, 6th. There is a gap, there is a gulf between what is Luminosity and the rest of the competition. They enter this third open main event, of course, with no losses recorded, but still the absolute worst seeding you'll see in your life, because, you know, going 9-0 and getting 5 goals per game just simply isn't enough in the Buckle system. We ended up with a -1 BU score, and well, typically getting a low seeding would really mess you up, but with the absolute randomness that Buckles gives you, I think we've been done quite nicely anyway. I think that for the most part, I would say that 2 balanced groups. I would arguably say that the other group is a little bit harder, having the likes of Locomotive, Godspeed, Elevate, and Jungle Juices all in one side. Our teams to look out for here would be your Overlooked, would be your Decubop Done Them, your Keener Trobe, of course, ourselves, Luminosity, our first opponents as well, Mucky's Minions, and Blue Torch. But also, there is Senza Esports facing Overlooked at the moment. I feel like, though, these... yeah, we do miss him very much, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, RIP. He thinks he is Rizzo with a pink headset. Rizzo thinks he's me, Kill Bluff. But, you know, make sure you get that ordering correct. And, you know, I think I'm FaZe Jeb. So, you know, pink headsets, very common all round, ladies and gentlemen. We absolutely love it. I saw someone mentioning as well, if what we were hearing in the intro was my ringtone. I believe, again, that was you, Kill Bluff, who I somehow run into on every single stream, but I'm happy to do so. It's absolutely lovely to have you around. My actual intro is the one that goes ba-da-doo-doo, ba-doo-doo, oh, ba-doo-doo, ba-da-doo-doo, because I also play Geometry Dash. Shiawaze, I think that one's called. I can't remember what the name, maybe that's the name of a guy who made it. I honestly have no idea. Absolute banger. Anyways, yes, Senza, they're also in this bracket, but the reason I didn't consider them when I said those first few names is because they had a really rough Swiss stage, as did basically every import team. I mean, in that round 5, it was Senza versus Rounds. Rounds being the first team that we played in the Swiss, and we thought, finally, our buckholes will be... Our bookholes, I don't know how to say it still to visit. Our BU score will be saved here, because there is no way Rounds get knocked out. They end up in round 5 versus Senza, and we have got guaranteed a former top 8 side in Asia Pacific not qualifying, and it did end up being the Russian roster taking their way through. Rounds were knocked out. We also saw that Senza's B team were pretty close to qualifying, I do believe, in a run-up to it. And there was also another Oh my goodness, another Russian team as well. They're all just getting so powerful, but they were not quite able to qualify either. So Open 2, you might start to see a lot more Russian talent enter the scene. But most important, please don't sing again. All right, Kill Bluff, sorry. Sorry, I mean, you know, the mute button is just down there if you want it. But of course, we might see a big influx of, I want to say, Japanese players as well. I believe there's a Japanese streamer whose title is Anaya Deo, I want to say. They're streaming right now with 3K viewers. I believe they were in the 5 digits watching the Swiss stage, being the whilst watch partying Kinotrope. So I feel like a big part of the APAC scene at the moment is going to be behind Kinotrope, because when you bring in someone who's got 300k followers on Twitch, on YouTube, has 600k and is getting pretty consistent, insane views as well. I mean, the scene is changing. The scene is changing, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even think that's the only Japanese streamer we have seen recently doing a lot within the Rocket League space at the moment. So Asia Pacific is on the rise, ladies and gentlemen, and I am so excited to see how far it can go. I feel like it's needed this boost for quite some time. We've got some great opponents on the other side for our first game that you'd give that respect as being in the scene for a while. Of course, we will be against the likes of Tank, a bit of a legend of the scene, someone who has been able to win APAC before, back in 21-22 for Meta Power. Also a few second places behind him as well, but you know, a gaming gladiator dominated Asia Pacific was really hard to fight back in those days. So some OGs of the scene here that, let's be honest, need a little bit of competition. Still 19 years old though, so I feel like we will see them stick around for quite some more time. Overall, I'm so excited to see where APAC can go. I'm happy to be here, and well, I was literally just about to ask, but I can already see that the greatest producer in the world is already preparing it. We're going to switch to a little watch party, ladies and gentlemen, whilst we wait for this next series to begin. It's going to be Sensor Esports versus Overlooked, and we won't be watching Sensor Esports versus Overlooked. Oh, okay, apparently it's a test lobby. I've just heard in my ear. They just streamed that. They just streamed that, apparently. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. But, I mean, if we're also going to share some more love, ladies and gentlemen, I think you should go over to the Twitter that I am going to link in chat with one of my wonderful commands that I set up. Oh, yeah, we absolutely love it. Please go check out Hazard Product on Twitter, because not only is he Mr. eFIFA anymore, ladies and gentlemen, he's Mr. RLCS, he's Mr. Birmingham, he's Mr. Birmingham, as the Americans would say, because yes, he will be one of 2 observers at the upcoming RLCS major. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will be watching that major, which you should be, especially because there's a very high chance that our very own will be qualifying for it, you'll be watching the perspective of our current producer and observer we have here on the Luminosity channel. Thoroughly deserved, of course. I've always considered him as one of the best, if not the best, in the scene in recent times. And he's finally able to reap those rewards. So start following him. Consider yourself one of the OGs. I know he's broken 1k followers now, so he might start to get that ego, but you know, get there before he gets that little bit higher. He just shouted "what" in my ear right now. I don't think you guys could hear that. He is disgusted that I would even suggest such a thing, and you know what? He's right. He's never gonna have a fat ego. He's way too nice to do that. He's way too nice. He's one of the greatest people I know. But we do have, I believe, a test lobby between the 2 teams. It is, of course, Luminosity versus Mackie's Minions. So we are going to get into a game very, 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 very soon here. Mackie's Minions are a team of course, Tank, Mackie, and Hirio. That's 2 Filipino players and a Singaporean. So this is all local talent. I mean, they've been pretty well known in the scene for quite some time now. They're going to be, you know, decent opponents for most teams, but I feel like over here in Luminosity, we should have that bit of confidence. They managed to knock out Praise in round 5 of the Swiss stage, and they had quite a bit of a long run in general. They faced a loss to Blue Torch and Godspeed, which I don't blame them for. Those are very tough teams. But then managing to get a win versus Team Ketchup, the Avengers, and Praise. Sorry, what was that, producer? Just a second time there. Ladies and gentlemen, we might get a DQ for this first round. I was just talking about, you know, the experience that's on the other side here. How they're well known in the scene. They can put up a bit of trouble against most teams here, but, you know, they're going to struggle against Luminosity. They might not struggle against Luminosity if they get disqualified, because there may be a player on the other team who's not left bed yet. And look, I was almost there this morning. Here's his live footage that Hazza has planted in the room of one of the players, apparently. Not sure how I feel about that. I mean, that's a bit dodgy. Just because you're doing the major, Hazza, doesn't mean, okay, you can escape the war. Does he want to join the cast, Hazza? I think he wants to join the cast. Oh? Why not put him in the bed? Put him in the bed. No, put him in the bed. Put him in the bed. He can stay alongside Truffles and my IKEA pig. Give him a little rest. Beautiful. Beautiful. Who's going to DQ? Mackie's minions, most likely. Luminosity would never. We've got all 3 players. We're looking good. I am here with our opponent at the moment. Whilst we wait for this first series to, I guess, not happen. Not a position I often find myself in, I'll be completely honest with you, with one of the opponents in the bed right behind me. Looks so real. Yeah, well, that's why Hazza's going to the major, everyone. This is the wizardry that he is able to pull off. It's why he's the best out there. It's why he's the best out there. And this is why Luminosity are going to win today. Okay, he's left the bed. He's left the bed. All right, we'll wheel on back here onto the main screen. Imagine sleeping in for RLCS. Yep, I mean, it happens. It happens. You never know. Could have had some trouble sleeping. I'd have trouble sleeping if I was facing Luminosity Gaming the next day. I think everyone would, right? So I feel like we can't really blame them. Probably had little hours. Stayed up for a while, wondering how on earth do I stop the best APAC player in the world and the best player in APAC at the moment. Those being Sphinx and Catalysm, in my opinion. I mean, there were discussions happening on the Boyo Royo stream. Of course, your unofficial official watch party for Asia Pacific, in English, that is. He might actually be trumped by some of these Japanese streamers at the moment, but we had some conversations about who is top 10 if you put everyone on equal ping. And still, at the moment, put at the top, he argued between potentially it being the likes of Maxi or Catalysm, I believe his choices were, for the best in the region at the moment. And I just thought to myself, you know, what could I factor as a tiebreaker between these two fantastic players? I think 2 championships in a row do it for me, guy. I don't know about you guys. I think that'll do enough for me to put Catalysm ahead in that regard. Even still, I think there's an argument for Sphinx to take that second. Call me crazy, call me biased, I don't care. He is the potential superstar, of course. And whoa. What is this? What's the screen at the bottom left? Is that our test lobby, I believe, has the RLCS referee absolutely balling out. Get them on the pitch. Are they an official sub? Are they an official sub? Can they play for Mackie Minions? There's a chance. Oh, look, Hazard's just showing off as well. Oh, he says he can't ball out. No. Hazard, he ruined your He ruined your camera work there by not going for that. There's actually a game on the big screen right now that's gone to an overtime, which is pretty insane. Like I said, Sensor Esports struggled their way through the Swiss at the moment, overlooked. I want to say went 3-0, had a very, very confident run through it in comparison. Now, having a little bit of trouble in this first game. Of course, that is going to be Kevin Breezy Darku, so that's former 90+7, that's former... you know, a name that I actually think I don't want to give any credit to after hearing about certain things that may or may not have happened there. Senza have been an interesting team this season. Of course, they burst on after getting that shock, I believe it was a sweep or game 4 versus Elevates very early in the season. I mean, if that was not a sign that they would not be the top dogs and that Luminosity would be, I don't know what would. But, yeah, they were able to put on that great performance, knock them to the lower bracket, and everyone was like, oh my goodness, is this random Russian pop-up roster potentially going to take over Asia Pacific? Luminosity answered simply no. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, count down your clocks. 45 seconds until our first series of the day is officially forfeited, and Luminosity will take this in their favour. And maybe I could have rested for a little longer, like the Mackey's Minion player right now. But still, I'm happy to be here on stream. It's an absolute pleasure to have all of you guys here. I've just been DM'd by Mal saying, bring back Quanzek. I wish he was here too, guys. I mean, I wish he was here too. He's an absolutely beautiful man. I tell you what, you know, he's still ill. I like to imagine him right now, all cozy in his bed, looking really cute in his covers. But you know, that's the best position for him to be in right now. Okay, he's got to save himself. And oh, hold on, someone's just got to shift around in the crowd here. Ugh, late arrivals. Can't stand him. Can't stand him. Someone's stolen their seat. They're struggling a bit here. They're not titled in terms of all their row names. So how is he able to find this spot? Oh, you can see him there. He asked for. He thought about asking someone to shift over. He didn't have the bravery. They might be in his seat. They might be in his seat, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. I mean, I could also just be like casting the game. That's happening right now, and there is a goal. It is Darku for Overlooked, so they'll continue what has been a pretty good run in the opening of their series. At least they got to play their series. As for us, I don't think that's going to be the same case. Will that DQ timer go off? Can I get the confirmation for my producer? Oh, I think the RLCS referee leaving the server will do it for me. Has it? Can you confirm in my ear? Is that an official forfeit in this first series? Luminosity taking it? Yes, it is. Luminosity win the first series, and well, guys, that was easy. I think everyone got what they wanted there, okay? Luminosity wanted to continue their undefeated streak, and Mackey's Minions didn't want to have to face the wrath of Luminosity. So I feel like everyone kind of got what they asked for there. I hope that there isn't a DQ in the lower bracket, in all seriousness, just for, you know, the sake of competitive integrity and for the teammates of the player that didn't show up as well. Of course, there's still prize pool on the line. There is still, you know, the likes of Praise who could have been here in this spot as well. And chances are they would have shown up on time. It was just for the series, not for the day. Yeah, I know that for now it's for the series, but because it's a player that's overslept, I'm hoping that, you know, they wake up and get online, is what I mean. There have been a few DQs so far in this season of APAC. There's been a lot of just straight up teams not showing up for Swiss stage. Team Name actually did it in this open. But I'm saying that I hope that this team does show up for the lower bracket at least, so that they can compete. Even if they get swept against, I just like seeing a team being able to compete. It just feels a lot nicer to me personally. And oh my goodness, the person in the crowd has just ascended on my bottom screen here. Oh my. They were with the mortals. They were with the eggs. Trying to find a way through. Oh, can they go through there? Is that a hard surface? Ow. I like to imagine now just a comically large like bump on the head, like an episode of Tom and Jerry. Is this really what we've come to here on the Luminosity stream? Tom and Jerry. Like I said, I've got like an amazing game on the right of my screen right now. It's my left hand though. Of Senza versus Overlooked. Well, listen, we've got priorities, guys. We've got priorities. Yeah, who cares about the game? Haz is trying to look for a seat. Haz is trying to look for his seat. Look at all these aesthetic angles he can find. And that is what you're going to be seeing at the major. And speaking of the major, of course that's what Luminosity are competing for. Qualification. There's only one spot in Asia Pacific. And well, with 2 wins in a row, you'd think, okay, pretty easy road to get back there. Top 4 will guarantee it, provided that Elevate then go on to become champions. They're the only other team, I believe, that can qualify for the major realistically. I'm not sure if that's realistically or quite literally. I believe if it's not Elevate as the last position team, it would be the one right behind it. The options really are not high. And it's great to see as well the Big Lemon in chat. Welcome, Lemonaz, of course. Very excited to see you're observing alongside Hazard, of course, on a major. And for anyone asking in chat why I call Lemonaz the Big Lemon, it's because we're like this, me and him. And, you know, I gave him that cute nickname and he absolutely loves it. And by that, I mean this is actually our first time, like, interacting in some way ever. So, you know, he's just heard me call him the Big Lemon on Twitter and on stream, and he's wondering who on earth this what we gone through. Fairy Peak looking guy, Tarzan looking guy, some random actor that actually did not look like me whatsoever as well. That guy. Why is he calling me the Big Lemon? It's because he is. It's because he is. And I promote everyone else to call him that as well. And of course to show him some love. Pig's ego's huge, coming out pretending like literally everyone knows him. I literally know everyone. Everyone doesn't know me, Mal. That's how I respond to that. That's how I respond to that. Overlooked currently leading 2-0 at the moment with 2 minutes left on the clock. Center Esports has got a big task on their hand at the moment. I just feel like Overlooked are going to be that team that I think are going to stay consistent. I hope that this team sticks together for the second open because the second split, because I like seeing teams stay together. That was almost a really nice goal there coming from Alone. That one doesn't quite land. And for anyone wondering, whenever we've played Luminosity, we have in fact swept them. We did play them, I believe it was round 3 of the Swiss stage in the last open, and that was a very confident game. I mean, it was just freestyling all the way through. And wow, Hazard's really locked into this boost pad right now. This is my average rank teammates. I am the average rank teammate, to be completely honest with you. I am diving towards those big boosts. The net is going to be left completely open. I love Twitch ads back now, though. Did you hear me call you the Big Lemon? And that whole conversation, or did you miss that where I said we were like this, Lemonaz, and you didn't confirm nor deny it? Because you don't need to, because we all know it's true. No, I missed it. Oh, okay. I was just saying, welcome the Big Lemon in chat. Very excited to see you and Hazard working together at the major. It was big announcements. We all love to see it. I mean, I'd assume you're working the major. I think you're already on the Liquipedia, and you do everything in the scene at the moment. You are my second favorite observer, but behind Hazard, and that's not because he has control of my camera and everything about me at the moment. You can do some horrific things, and I'll tell you what, it looks a bit like a... I've never really noticed how detailed the big boost is until Hazard is showing me it right now. By this point, I would have picked it up and ran and grabbed the other corner one before really observing it this tightly. But you know, this is what observers do. They observe. And oh, what a great job he's doing at it right now. show us a solar eclipse. Show us a solar eclipse. Let's do a bit of an astrology lesson. Of course, oh, there we go. Of course, Quanzek is our astrologist, I believe. So whilst he's gone, we're gonna have to settle for Hazard. I know that he's at university. He's doing production at the moment. Not quite astrology. Actually, something useful. No, I'm kidding. I love astrology. But also, like, who's gonna run our RLCS streams? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I know which one I value more. Hello, Liam HM. Welcome to the stream. I've just seen that Overlooked have gone 2-0 up in that series as well. They continue to, you know, increase the gap between themselves and Senza. I think Overlooked are a team that should stay pretty consistently high here. I think Kevin especially is such a strong talent. I feel like everyone's known that for a long time. I don't think I'm being particularly brave by saying that. Of course, a former teammate of Sphinx as well. It's great to see those two kind of come up together in recent times. I am still left wondering if this is perhaps Overlooked's chance to try and snipe a grand final spot away from Elevate. They're not going to get it away from Luminosity. I'm just going to call that now. Because I feel like this is a team that, if anyone were to do it, it would be them. I back them a little bit more than Locomotive at the moment. Just because I feel like Overlooked and their, you know, former names they've had just have had that extra bit of consistency. I know they got swept by Elevate in the semi-finals last Open. But still, I think they have that potential behind them. I love watching Breezy as a player, personally. I think Kevin, like I said before, is just going to be a player that gets better and better. He's one of the best out-and-out APAC players that exists at the moment. Darku, of course, has always been around, especially in the EU scene. He's... Why am I looking at a succulent boost pad on the bottom left? Welcome to the stream. Of course, Timmy. Oh my goodness. We're getting the whole gang in there. All of Hazard's contacts are throwing their way over to Luminosity. I would have loved to show you some, you know, beautiful live Oh, there's pigs. Hold on a minute. There's pigs on this map. Oh my god. Oh goodness. They're adorable. Let them out. Let them out the cage. Oh my. Wait, Overlifts are already 3-0 on Liquipedia. Is that true? Wait, I gotta see this. Oh my goodness, they are. How are they calling that? Is there a stream delay on the one that has us watching? Is that game like over and we can see it on the other stream? No, I don't care as much about the cows, Hazard. I mean, it's gorgeous, but it's not a piggy. It's not a piggy, I'm afraid. And Hazard, I am just going to send you that screenshot of it already saying that Overlooked are 3-0 up. I don't know if there's another stream running right now. And that's why, and this one just happens to be like, what, 3 minutes behind. Why did Max Minions forfeit? A player slept in, is what I've heard. Being dead sick. Oh, there's the piggies again. Sorry, back to being a professional. Max Minions, yeah, they forfeited because someone overslept. It happens. It's a bit awkward, of course. It's not how you want to progress through a bracket, even if you are Luminosity. I think they'd like to get the few games in just to show off what they're made of. But they'll be able to show it in the upper bracket semis, either against Blue Torch or Revenue Redeemers. Revenue Redeemers being Abs Crazy, Bunny, and Poofy. That would be quite a fun game to watch. Of course, Abs Crazy being the best Indian player in the world at the moment. So that would be quite a fun match. Blue Torch being... Oh, Echo, Burn, and Popo. We spoke about experience. He's found the Easter egg. But what do they mean? He's in the tire. He's just having a fun time. That FOV really made his chin look big. Not that there's anything wrong with that. He's got a nose pretty similar to me, to be completely honest. If you shave off all my hair, this is what I look like. This is what I look like if you shave off all my hair. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. Farmstead is such a nice looking map. I agree. And I don't like playing on it as much, to be completely honest, because I'm pretty sure that, like, when you're on the back wall by the goal, there's a few planks of wood that don't go transparent, or at least used to not go transparent, and that has always cursed me ever since to not liking the map. But I think it's beautiful. I think it is beautiful, but to actually play on, I have my questions. Well, and this really plants the real question that everyone's thinking: Will a Maui head feature in the upcoming major? That's up to you, Lemonaz. That's up to you, Hazard. Yes. Okay, there we go. We've gotten a nod of approval. Also, there are streams this weekend that I will be forcing my girlfriend to watch with me. I better see some Maui heads there as well. We gotta show off all the Easter eggs to all the people that might not know about it. Now, Neo Tokyo, this might be my favorite map. This might just be the Neo Tokyo with grass, because I love grass on pitches. So this has always been one of my favorite maps. I just think it's so cool looking. I was also I will be banning Hazard from playing outside the map. Okay, that's fair. Farmstead is special to me because we got a team pinch of 140 kph when we ranked gold. Okay, that's elite. Oh my goodness. Sunless Khan. Sunless Khan, oh my gosh. Seth Rogen. Oh my, we're really zooming into that face. Oh my goodness, Sensor Esports and Overlooked are in another overtime. I haven't looked at a second of that game 3. I've been too locked in on Hazard observing. Hazard, can we put you on the big screen? Let's be honest. People are only watching you're observing. If it's easy for you to swap, let's put you on the big screen. Let's show off to everyone here, because I've not been watching the series particularly. You know, either way, I know that LG just win it all. But this reminds me, I popped into Boyo Royo's stream after the Swiss stage last Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. And Boyo was like, "Oh, guys, you had a really good stream, but I could only watch for a few minutes because it was so boring. You guys were just beating everyone." And you know, if he doesn't want to watch a bunch of double flip reset attempts, redirects, passing plays, the things that make the game beautiful, that is okay. He just cares about the wins and the losses. Doesn't matter how they get there. But you got to be here for the journey, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why I appreciate all of you people being here right now. Of course, we do have every result to wait for in Group A before we can get ourselves a series underway. I believe, of course, Overlooked and Senza is one of the matches we're waiting for. And it's also Dekabop Dumnem and Kino Trope. I have found out that our opponents have been confirmed to be Revenue Redeemers for round 2. Which I will say I didn't fully expect. Abs Crazy Bunny and Poofy. I thought we'd be able to see, you know, the likes of Echo and Burn, which for me are some of the first names I found out in Asia Pacific when the region was first added. Burn was certainly one of the earliest names I knew about. I want to say one of the Japanese talents, of course, one of the Japanese old heads, I guess you could say, if I'm going to pretend to be really cool when all I do is shout out Rocket League on my computer all day. Yeah, I thought Blue Touch would win that. Yeah, I'm surprised, but you know, maybe this Revenue Redeemers team can cause a shock and take one game off Luminosity. I'm not giving them more than that because, you know, Luminosity only lost one game in the entirety of Open 2. Don't think anyone's going to take 2 games from them in a series until, I don't know, 2027? Disgraceful. Disgraceful. We have had... Oh, the game was decided to censor, so overlooked Dewdrop in that overtime. Hello was one of the goal scorers. I don't know if he was the one scoring OT or if Parapelka was. But it's not like they've been exactly struggling on that match. Oh, Lemonaz has requested Champions Field. Hazard. Oh, look how quick he was. He's not this quick when I ask him to do anything, Lemonaz. My goodness. I see you, Hazard. I see. By the way, he wasn't even reading the names there. He has a feel of where the maps are. Just in the screen there. That is despicable from him. That just shows this is someone who knows how to swap maps. Struggled a little bit in Open 2. I'm gonna snitch in front of your boy right now. Found a friend. Is that what you look like? Are you one of those? Is that just a light or is it? I'm pretty sure there are like cameras around the pitch, right? Like, are you one of those? When you're in the fly cam? Oh, I actually have never seen this before. Hold on a minute. You learn something new every day. Oh, well, hold on. The request has changed. Hazard. It's time to hit SSL. I think it's time to hit SSL, Hazard. The Big Lemons requested it. Are you going to show that it's shaped like the old GC symbol? That's like the one bit of like lore I know about Champions Field. Shaped like old GC. Love that. That's why when I hit GC, I just stopped playing the game because it was the highest rank when I started playing, and that was enough for me. And now instead, I just like shout at players better than me, and occasionally criticize them. And then people on Twitter do not get very happy. Well, that's okay. It's part of the job. What's Hazard going to show us next? Oh, yes, I know that game. I know that reference. But I feel like Hazard's just distracting from the fact that we want to see him in a ranked game. But also, I don't think he wants to leave the lobby with, yeah, he's shaking his head. But also, I don't think he wants to leave the lobby, of course, with the entirety of the Luminosity team. I'm not sure how they would feel if you, if Hazard left and just said he had to go for a ranked game in the middle of a broadcast. Not the most professional, but if the Big Lemon is asking you to do it, I feel like, you know, you can get away with it. Senza currently having the lead against Overlooked, by the way, on that small window. Like we said, focusing on the more important things right now on the broadcast. Let's do a poll. Chaos with the Luminosity players? I'm not sure how they feel about that. To be fair, Hazard can play on Asia Pacific ping. I mean, a few of the teams are doing it. Decabot done them rounds. Well, rounds didn't make top 16, but you know, have been doing it. That was the end of their first split, which is also quite sad as well. It's a sad way to end the split. There's a bit of a break until that second one, but one thing we've also got to mention, of course, this is the end of the 3v3 portion of Split 1 by the end of this weekend. Get boosted by Sosa to SSL right now. He doesn't need... Sosa needs that boosting, alright? Hazard doesn't. Hazard's built different. And this isn't me trying to... Yeah, see? He agrees. I like that. Big nod from... But I did not promise during Open 2 that we'd get Hazard on the mic here as my co-caster. I don't know what happened to that idea. All of a sudden, you know... my actual co-caster Quanzek is sick. You know, it's all been set up now that Hazard should be joining me in the booth, but he refuses to. I think we need some peer pressure, and he'll ignore it whilst he looks at sharks and jellyfish. They're all avoiding you, Pig. You know what? Maybe that is it. Maybe Quanzek isn't actually sick at all. He just looked having to stay up till 1 in the morning, and thought to himself, staying up 1 in the morning and having to sit in a call with Pegasus for a few hours, rather not. I'll pull a sickie. What if he's pulling a sickie? Oh my goodness, why have I not considered that? I do know he's been sick all week, but he could be stretching it out. He could be, healed already. My goodness, they actually put in a lot of efforts to making these jellyfish look good. Oh, of course, the fish. These are famous from the broadcast over in sub-Saharan Africa. Oh! Where'd they go? Oh, Hazard's sad. Hazard's sad to lose his fish. He's sad to lose his fish. Don't you have uni or something? I'll be completely honest with you, Mal. I requested to... my computer science class used to run from 9 till 11. Was it 9 till 11 or 10 till 12? I think it was 9 till 11. And I asked the teacher if I could move my workshop slot. And she said yes. She was really cool about it. I was like, I'm really sorry, teacher. I can't. Could you please move this move me into a different class, because I need to shout at car football on Friday morning. And she was very cool about it. She was very understanding, which I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect him to be. Now, if the question was go on to the Luminosity mainstream or do a computer science class, I would be failing computer science. So very lucky that they were understanding. Instead, they moved that lesson to Thursdays. But I'll be honest, I don't think many people really care about that. I asked for one to be switched whilst I was at uni because I couldn't get home if I stayed the full thing, and they said no. Okay, that's quite funny. I mean, I can easily get home. I live on campus, luckily, so that would have never been an issue for me. Also, I do see Senza of 4-1 up against Overlooked. That's surely going to go all the way into Game 5. There's 45 seconds left on the clock. I don't think Overlooked have it in them to score 3 with 15-second differences. Breezy in his own net there, trying to take that one forward. Completely blocked off of that play. Kevin stays tight, pops high. Still just looking for something more, but Senza are throwing it right back at them. They're playing a little bit safe in this later period, but when you have a 3-goal difference and you're facing such a tough team like Overlooked, I'm sure you'll take that. Of course, Senza were formerly top 8. I wouldn't say formerly top 6 when talking about Open 1. They disappointed a bit in the second Open. Well, the third one, they almost didn't make main event in the first place. So, people are unsure if the Senza train is over or if it's just under maintenance. Of course, these are players that Hazard are very aware of because of Redirect Esports. Yeah, I believe that they're hosting a tournament this weekend. Is that Saturday or Sunday, Hazard? We'll do a cheeky plug halfway through for the Redirect Monthly. Oh, he unmuted, but he only unmuted for the end of his word. There we go, Saturday. So, ladies and gentlemen, Saturday, Redirect Monthly is going to be underway. I have had rumours that a certain Pioneers player has signed up for that monthly, so that's going to be a fun one. So I think all of you should tune into that for some more top talent after you see the top talents that are Luminosity, if they can get a game in the end. That was a beautiful angle there, by the way, Hazard. I really liked that one. Jellyfish to Shark to Ray. Oh my goodness. Wow, I've never really realised how well made Aquadome is. I hated this map for so long because I swear it used to give me frame drops when I was playing on Xbox, and I already only had 60. And I was playing on a TV, so I needed everything I could get. So I was a big hater of Aquadome, but now that it's not in the competitive map pool, I'm a big fan. That is why you play on PC. Wasn't it giving frame drops on PC as well? Like, Aquadome has like a bad reputation, I swear. Yes, as it says. Yeah, it had a bad reputation regardless. Big start for Senza. They do get the first goal. I don't know, just get a better PC. I mean, pros were complaining about it. They have pretty good PCs. Senza Esports have the first goal in that Game 5 versus Overlooked. This would be a reverse sweep in the opening match. And if Senza Esports are going to play this good, I would say that we have the harder group now. I was saying that I was a bit close between those two, but I just didn't know what version of Senza we were going to get. Apparently one that's able to reverse sweep Overlooked, which, like I said, is very surprising. Socia will look to take this one forward of the corner, down off the ceiling. Parapelka, oh, plays that back and hold on. Almost had a really nice three-man passing play. No! 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 Not the gap! Not the pixel gap! I'm not being funny. How has that not been patched? This has been in the game for... Are they scared it's going to, like... Surely they can just change the textures. Like, it won't affect hitboxes if they fix that gap. It has me wondering, is the ball, like... Is the ball not perfectly ball-shaped? Is the ball not perfectly ball-shaped? It's not, like, fully wrapped over? Or is it perfectly ball-shaped and they've just, like... missed a gap there? Like, what's the problems with it? Righto in chat, your prediction brackets for this event are already in the bin. Would you have ever predicted Senza Esports to potentially reverse sweep Overlooked? Because that's what's happening on the small screen. We've got more important things on big. Because that's quite surprising. Huzzah! Did you find any Easter eggs in the latest forest map? We'll see if we... what is the name of the map, Kill Bluff? I have no idea what it's called personally, but that's what Hazard asked. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I didn't expect it either. Senza did not play well in that Swiss stage, and I can say that after watching a few of their games, it looks a bit lethargic, a bit flat, all the way through it. Driftwoods, maybe it's Driftwoods. Is Driftwoods the new map, or was this the like? You know, formerly Stranger Things map. Do you remember? I don't know if anyone remembers when that was a thing. But still, when you could collect, like, candy corns to get decryptors. Oh, my goodness. People don't know about decryptors. Kill Bluff says, yeah, that map. You know any secrets here? Some cool shots? I've actually never looked at this map. Ever. So I didn't even know there was water there. Look for fish! Look for fish! Go fishing again, Hazza! Go fish! Oh, look at that! He gets excited when you mention fishing! He was quick to the calling! Under the water! Oh, okay. I mean, you know, a little bit of, you know, river grass, I guess. Like I said before, love grass. That we see in the pitch and that we see in the rivers. Or ponds. Or swamps. What would you consider? A marsh? Is there a difference between a swamp and a marsh? Some nice little... There's a house! Oh my goodness! This... Oh, there's a bird. The bird moves! Hold on! Hold on, this is what's using all my PC power. They gotta move in, but he's powered by AI. He's powered by AI. He's not hard-coded. He doesn't have a loop. He has his own personality and thoughts and feelings. This is part of a takeover, ladies and gentlemen. Has taken a sit in... I mean, what is that? Like a boathouse? Like a boat garage? Oh. Anything in the attic? We're just Easter egg hunting right now. The creator of the map has said that there is an Easter egg. But are they counting the moving crow as the Easter egg? Or by Easter egg, do you mean like the Maui heads? Like, how defined is the phrase Easter egg when we're talking about Rocket League maps? Because I feel like the Maui head is like typically what you go for when you say Easter egg. Oh, there's a little... Oh, it's just a light. I was so confused as to what that was. Oh my goodness. There's like a full-on house in the woods. What is it? I can't see it. It's the old car from SARP! That's gotta be the Easter egg. Yo! I think we found the Easter egg. It's got the... It's the old Octane from SARP. Look at that. Its engine is well stripped off. Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. I think that's the Easter egg we're looking for. You can't hear Hazard, I don't think, but he is... Oh, I'm not sure about that. What does that say? Let's have a look at this. OMG, wow. Okay. I think we know the fashion choices of the that is not a dartboard. We saw an untextured item. There's a two! What? Why is it so scary looking? Oh my goodness. There's a tooth. Oh, untextured. Oh my gosh. It's early in the morning. This gives us some idea of the time as well. Any monsters under the bed? Hire Hazard, if you want him to check. There is another overtime between Senza and Overlooked, but I think we're focused on more important things right now. We found the old SARP car and the tooth under the bed. It's not what I expected to be doing on this broadcast. But I tell you what, I'm happy it evolved to this. I hope all of you are entertained in the chat. We've got just shy of 30 viewers watching this. Which I think is hilarious. Ooh. Hazard's finding observing spots, like, miles away from the actual stadium. You could... Oh, it's a chainsaw. Yeah, it is untextured. You're right. So is what he's pointing out to me right now in our cold comms. Wow. I don't think this is in the RLCS map pool, but if so, we would need to have tooth cam. I think we would need to have tooth cam if that was the case. Oh goodness! Don't zoom in too far. I'm not sure if I like him. I like his I like his existence. I'm not sure if I like him. It's a bit scary. It's a bit spooky. Why does the teeth have... Hold on. Why does the teeth have teeth? Does the tooth put his teeth under his pillow when they fall out? And does another teeth fairy come and take that tooth of the tooth and give him a pound or a penny or whatever is, you know, customary in teeth with teeth culture? Oh my goodness, this is too much for me. Too much for me. I have seen that Senza did complete that reverse sweep. You know, probably gonna be the most exciting series of the day outside of what Luminosity play, and we were more focused on the tooth in the Driftwoods map, which I think just goes to show you that we know what the important things are to follow here on the Luminosity stream. I am... is that the last game? It is. So they are building the next round. We are just going to go on a very quick, probably 2-3 minute break before we come back for some Luminosity action, which we are yet to see. It's a lovely crumbly fire, and that will be your final viewing of Driftwoods. Afterwards, we should be back to some regular maps, likely, you know, some Manfield, some DFH, perhaps, maybe some Champions Field, to watch these players compete, of course, for a spot in the major. We're going to go on a quick break, and we'll be back, actually, with some Rocket League. Goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Luminosity Gaming official team stream. It's about to get serious. We're about to play our first series of the day. Disqualifications in the first round see this Luminosity side with no warm-up as they do prepare themselves to face a shock opponent. Revenue Redeemers were able to get a surprising series victory. I want to say in the form of a sweep as well against Blue Torch. High talents being faced on the side of that other team here, which just goes to show you that Revenue Redeemers are on a little bit of a tear here in the main event. They qualified for Swiss in I believe it was round 5. It was indeed round 5. So, to almost everyone watching here, you likely did not expect them to take such a clear victory in that first series. Looking to cause shocks here, surrounding Asia Pacific, but Luminosity, something tells me, will be a little bit too hot to handle. Sphinx, Sosa, Catalysm, 2-time champions, 2 out of 2 in the first 2 opens so far. See them only needing a top 4 qualification to see their way into the Birmingham Major, of which our producer will be observing at. Now, if they get themselves this series victory, already they guarantee themselves top 6. You changed your thing from Mackies to Revenue Redeemers. It's pretty obvious. Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's true. A little bit of spoilers in the title, of course. And, you know, I'm going to spoil this series for you as well. Luminosity for a sweep. That's my prediction, ladies and gentlemen. Usually I have Quanzek to ask that same question, but I can tell you now, the 110% confidence he'd be saying the same thing. He'd be saying 4-0 if I could potentially say it. And I'm not going to try and do an American accent because that's disrespectful to him. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting the players on the pitch here. Luminosity versus Revenue Redeemers. I can assure you now, they do not have a game in hand. Catalysm waiting for some confirmation that they are able to enter the pitch there. Revenue Redeemers being the ones to say they can, but still not entering themselves. Here we go. A little bit of a stunted start, but it will be Luminosity versus for Revenue Redeemers. Our first showing of Luminosity in the main event. It's not the best starts. Bunny able to sneak this one into the bottom right corner early. We've spoken about throughout these opens how these kickoffs have been so impactful of the natures of the game so far, and that's in every single region. APAC included. Luminosity have been rather experimental with theirs. That experiment has not landed in their favor. They give away that head start, but this is something that we saw in the Swiss stage where they'd concede that first goal, and then after 4 or 5 goals back against their opponents, you forget that they were ever landed against them. Kaizen looks to find Abs Crazy inside. Sphinx in his own corner with a full tank of boost. Will look to sweep this one back forward. Has space to wait for that initial bounce, and you know how mechanical he is. So Bunny will shut it down quickly, not allowing him any space and time. Kaizen 50'd against Catalysm as well. Just as Luminosity look to only hold on to a 1-goal deficit. Carsaw against this one. And Catalysm was just able to pick this one up the floor. Wanted that mid boost as well, but still that flick will do enough to apply some of that forward pressure. Sosa will hold that 50 against Abs Crazy. Sphinx off the ceiling. That one's not on target, but it looks to just get itself in the mixer here. This is just a team waiting for that opportunity to arise. They'll put it in the danger area. They'll put it in that 6-yarder. And eventually the goals will come. Sosa with the shot. Bunny does well to make the save. And Sosa has been that sharpshooter consistently for Luminosity. We always say that if he's open in that 6-yard box or just outside, it's almost a guaranteed goal. He'll lock down this defense this time. Prevents that 2-goal deficit. Catalysm and Bunny just playing a game of ping pong down the line. Sphinx will slow it down. There's a lovely first touch and flip reset to follow. Backboards though. Not to be exploited here by Sosa. Kaizen does well to shut it down initially. It's a good touch here coming from Bunny. I don't think they'll be treated with a second. Sphinx is there lurking. That's crazy. The Indian superstar does get that first shot. Sosa clears this one forward. Sphinx wants to throw it back to a teammate instead. Having to settle for a 50, and I tell you what, it's the most challenged I have seen Luminosity for quite some time. And that's including the main event of Open 2, where even in the GSL stage, they really face no troubles. We are in that second half point now. Luminosity seeing that goal behind, maybe feeling the weight of not having that warm-up series beforehand. Sosa finds Catalysm inside, and that is what you were waiting for. Run from it. Dread it. Destiny still arrives. Luminosity bring the game back equal. It's a lovely ceiling pass there coming from Sosa. You wait an hour for a kickoff goal from Revenue Redeemers. You waited that little bit longer for the Sosa Catalysm combinations to open things up here for LG. And now here with an equal game, as has typically been the style of LG. When it rains it pours. Typically when they get that first goal, many more are to follow. They pick up momentum relatively quickly once they kickstart themselves with that first goal. We'll see if today will be like any other in that regards. Sphinx gonna have to work a little bit harder. He'll try and hunt a bump here, but Ab's crazy. Quite literally escapes with his life away from that play. Catalysm hop, skip, and a jump here off that back wall. See Sosa with a shot. Sphinx now with an option, just hanging himself in the air there. Waited for that ball to come to him instead. A Revenue Redeemers defender was able to get there first. They haven't been able to escape their nets so far. That 6-yarder dominated by LG, and just when they thought they had that moment to breathe, it's been shut down yet again. Put back in. Sosa, first touch needs a second, but Ab's crazy will send it high. And Kaizen to Bunny. Again, just looking to throw those chances forward. Give Luminosity something they haven't seen for an entire Open, and that is a challenge. Sphinx's reset will not lead to anything here. Sosa off that back wall. Sphinx lurking after picking up that right boost. Catalysm deep as well. This is going to be a very high boost. Aggressive offense. Revenue Redeemers should feel the ground shake as this one cooks up. The Giants are coming. Luminosity looking to close that gap. Sphinx can't get that read of the back wall because Revenue Redeemers did get the touch to follow. 3 seconds left on the clock. Sosa wanting to get it done in regulation. That flip reset might do it. Denied by the bar. We go to overtime for game 1. Sphinx to Catalysm. Back to Sphinx. It's a position that you do not see Luminosity in very often. Typically, they get it done in regular time by quite some distance. Sosa will catch this one behind. The backboard was waiting to be exploited. Instead, it's Sphinx. Corner. Will catch it. Is alone there for the time being. Couldn't sneak it under the first man. Catalysm will have to be the player to take over. Sosa again can't sneak it through. And this has been, I think, a deceivingly close second half. Revenue Redeemers have attempted a lot of these counter-attacks, but as soon as it's broken the halfway line, there's been an LG player waiting. Kaizen 0 boost. Sosa will look for the Doomsday Dish. Abs Crazy makes the save. And now it's Catalysm. Shot on, and Buddy will keep it out. Sosa back from his own half. Back to square one here. They've had so many chances that have just not been able to break the line so far. And it's been due to a very deep defense from Revenue Redeemers. They haven't been strong on the transition. They've been giving away a lot of space here just to survive seconds longer. This has been their first real showing of offense for quite a few minutes here. 90 seconds into OT. And again, we're in this orange half. We'll see how long we can last here. Typically, once that vice starts to tighten, Revenue Redeemers have seen struggles. However, we do a bit of a better job this time to just throw it back over. Sosa gets that corner boost. Does well to leave it here for Sphinx. Good communication between these three players. Now it's Catalysm again. First touch. Doesn't land well for him to grab the second afterwards. That bump, however, will certainly make up for it. Sosa on the overlap for Sphinx. Will do the same here on the wings. Catalysm. He's beaten here by Abs Crazy. It's quick little plays, but it might just deny what is already guaranteed here. As soon as Luminosity enter the pitch, you just feel like it's going to be a long time coming for them to just take this first game. Kaizen sends it back forward. It's going to be Sosa lurking here in the corner. Lured in that first man, delayed his flip to do so. Now it's Sphinx with 60 in the tank. I feel like a part of him wanted a reset from that play. Will settle for a demo. Abs Crazy's waiting high. He's going to be chasing himself right back here now. Sosa's in possession. He got himself a flip reset, but there was no touches left to follow. And well, we might just grab sights of a 3-minute OT unless Revenue Redeemers can end this one now. But the Luminosity defense does not get beaten often. Will not get beaten that time. Now it's Sosa. 100 boost. That bump. I feel I denied the goal. I am willing to call it, but I feel like if you give Sosa that space, it is over. Abs Crazy. 2 touches. Can't quite find the target. Catalysm will be hunting that right wall. Abs Crazy is bumped off, and now at that midfield line, who's waiting? It's Thing. Sosa! Postage stamp into game 2. And these are the shots I was hyping him up for. I called him your sharpshooter, your sniper, your talisman here on Luminosity. Give him a pass in the 6 yards. And it is a goal almost every single time. He was waiting for that one perfect play, that pass of perfection there from Sphinx. And he was able to capitalize so well. Redeemers were forced to make 13 saves total to hold back the, 19 shots there from Luminosity. That is for Revenue. An astounding performance from both teams, defensively from Revenue Redeemers and offensively from Luminosity. But of course, we've got a nice few people here in chat that have been watching the stream. Go around and tell the story of that first game, because that score sheet certainly will not give it all. 2-1 might suggest that that game was close, and okay, in certain moments maybe it was. I feel like the opening 2 minutes perhaps of regulation and a bit of a 1 minute period in that OT as well, you could argue that it was close between those two teams and really seen something there for Revenue Redeemers. But for the majority of that game, if we're being completely honest with ourselves, was Luminosity offense, and Revenue Redeemers only real touches being saves. And well, similar to what we're seeing here from Catalysm, they were getting shut down every single time at halfway. They're really not able to pick up much space. The field domination would have firmly been on the side of Luminosity. They're looking to get their own early start here. No kickoff goals this time, but it will be Sosa to drag this one forward, hunting for the bumps. He gets the first one, not a solid touch. But either way, the second player was prepared to make that save regardless. Kaizen. Has up Crazy at that near post. He wants to make that first touch, and that is such a clever play here from Crazy. Just delays how he wants to play this one. Lands the dunk on Catalysm. And he has been on fire in this main event so far. And he's definitely been the real problem player here for Luminosity if we were going to title one. And again, Luminosity do not open up the scorings. But they were still able to take that first game after a long OT. So we'll just have to see if they can repeat a similar feat. Well, they repeated one of the hardest feats in Asia Pacific, being, of course, your reigning two-time champions. So there's no doubt in my mind that in this specific game alone, that they'll be able to make this comeback as well. Catalysm has Sosa forward on the left. That 50-50 might just find him. He's going to have to work a little bit harder to get his touch. Sphinx will sneak that one behind the backs of two players. But Bunny did well to turn on it. Sphinx now. Oh, some space, but he's on the back foot looking for those fake plays. And Catalysm having to chase back that 100 boost. Couldn't take it initially. Will sneak this one away from his teammate instead. 100 boost back in his favour. And Sosa low on boost there. And I feel like a lot of that, unfortunately, came from that double commit beforehand. It's not often that you see Luminosity make a mistake. But this Revenue Redeemers side have proven that if you do make one, this is going to be the team to punish it. Sphinx laying off Sosa. Backboard awaits, but still, Bunny will drop this one down. Caster starts to swear. Absolutely not, kill bluff. Catalysm. Oh, can't find Sosa there. Revenue Redeemers will hold it high. That demo will open up the space. No beads of sweat on my forehead, neither those of the players. You might start to see some for Revenue Redeemers. Because like I said, when that first goal goes in, the offense starts to pile from LG. Kickoff strats isn't quite taken full advantage of. Kaizen able to hold down the lines. Those lines which are getting battered and bruised ever since that reset of play. Sphinx. Oh, what pie. What's he got in his locker? One reset. Will sneak it under. And Kaizen escaped to bump. Got the save as well. It's well worked from the last man here of Rev Redeemers. Sosa infield. Catalysm. Goal! No, Abs Crazy with a save. Sphinx can't catch it on the follow. I think it just goes to show you how impressive Redeemers have been defensively. Typically in those positions, it's a guaranteed goal for LG. No one else having that reaction time to keep those ones out. I called it early. Catalysm high. And Sphinx just looking to lock this one down low. Forces a bit more effort out of Bunny in this offense. To be fair, they have done well. Drop down pass. Only going to find Sphinx. And all Catalysm. The best player in Asia Pacific is lurking. That's crazy. Gets dropped down on that 50-50 by Sphinx. Catalysm will take it over yet again. And Demo's coming out here. That made the difference for the first goal. It will not this time. Respawns in place here for Rev Redeemers. We are back to a 3v3 and LG will have something to hold on to. Sosa to Catalysm. Off the corner. Sphinx is lurking behind. This one will fly wide. And 60 seconds left on the clock. A goal here needed by LG. It's rare that you see them, dare I say, desperate with what the scoreboard shows us. And it's looking more and more likely they're going to have to rely on another overtime, if anything, if they want to continue their sweeping form they've had in this open. A loss here would match the game losses they had in Open 2 total. If Rev Redeemers are able to hold on for another 30 seconds. Abs Crazy looking to put the nail in, but Sphinx has decided they're not dead yet. Sosa wants to break through. Catalysm at that right corner. Time starting to tick here. It's on the right half of the pitch. But Sosa needs to find someone. It's Sphinx double teamed here by Abs Crazy and Bunny. Catalysm has to take advantage of that space that's opened up. Abs Crazy will find the floor. And already that is an upset. I'm sorry, but LG only lost one game throughout the entirety of Open 2. Redeemers were not expected to be in this upper round 2 in the first place. But Abs Crazy, Bunny and Kaizen have proven that they are not going to be like themselves in the Swiss, themselves in any other Open. The third at top 16 is where they will establish themselves. And well, it was a extremely strong performance coming from Abs Crazy. 3 saves, a goal and assist to their record. And that was a very, very tough game there for Luminosity, which something I have not been able to say at the caster desk from my time being here. I've been here since the Swiss stage of Open 2. And I believe this is the first series I've ever casted that will be going to 4. All of them have been sweeps so far in this broadcast. Our lucky charm, Quantec. His absence truly being felt in the first series we play of the day. How will LG respond? Sosa to Sphinx. Big dribble coming out. It's another double team there from Kaizen and Bunny, but still, typically those open up a bit of space, but they're so good at getting those recoveries afterwards that they kind of get all the reward with no risk in those kinds of plays. Kaizen trying to land a bump here on Sphinx. Sosa will get that 50 regardless. And Kaizen to Catalysm yet again. It was another game 2 where it felt like Luminosity had a majority of the offense. The Revenue Redeemers continued that form of being such a hard team to break through of. And they were able to just be carried by their counter-attacks. And that's not an insult, by the way. That is a legitimate strategy of which to play the game. And I feel like a strategy you have to take on when you're playing LG. I mean, this is the case study now for teams to be able to take games off LG. Because they were not able to do it during the second Open. Sosa up high. Catalysm can't catch it. And oh, this is dangerously falling back into the box, but still. LG able to hold on to the lines of himself. Sosa beat to this play. Catalysm waiting on that left wall, but in fact it will just go all the way back to the third. Sphinx. So just make some kind of contact on this ball. It is goalless at 2 minutes. That's a beautiful touch there coming from Catalysm. It's going to be a shocking one to the system of Revenue Redeemers. I don't think they expected the ball to be sent into their half in that fashion. That bump there, if it landed there from Sphinx, caused a lot of issues there in the defense of Red Redeemers. But again, just escaping with their life. Sosa to Catalysm. That one on target. No! Crossbar does deny the opening goal for LG. And Revenue Redeemers can exhale that they got away with that shot. Catalysm again. Looking to fight this one forward, and oh, it's whiffs all round from both sides. I think both of which playing for their opponents here, thinking they're going to have to catch a dunk or a 50-50. And this is not really the style you would come to expect here from LG. Catalysm demoed off a play here from Kaizen. Sphinx does well on that first touch. Sosa, if he doesn't get that first touch, you already know he's going to be hunting those bumps and demo. Sphinx, no boost in the tank here is going to make that job harder. Catalysm doesn't have much himself. It should be enough to find Sosa, unless Bunny has anything to say about it. He does. Sphinx up again. Corner reads. You can't allow him those kind of positions because he will make them. He's that mechanically impressive. And when this open is over and the 1v1 period starts up, Sphinx will be your favourite in that playlist. Hold on a minute. That one will just sneak home. And well, you were waiting for a mistake. A demo definitely made things more difficult, but Bunny and the side flip did not help. Full capabilities for there to be a save for Revenue Redeemers. Luminosity, when they're able to clamp in the vice for so long, eventually those mistakes are going to show themselves. And it's glad to see them rewarded. Sphinx holding high, flip reset pops over. And well, it's Catalysm staying tight, looking to sneak that one over again. And oh, Sphinx is beaten by Kaizen, but I feel like Catalysm shouldn't have too many issues. More resources. The tank, albeit, it was stolen straight afterwards. Kaizen, though, having to burn all of it. Now it's going to have to be a big chase back in defense, and you've got Catalysm, Sosa, and Sphinx all waiting. There's a great clearance, though, coming from the last man. Revenue Redeemers, so defensively sound. If they find that transition game, they can be dangerous as well. They're just not quite showing it so far in this third game. Sosa looks to sneak under, but Kaizen blocks low whilst I believe it was Bunny covered high. That's a big demo, and that will secure game 3 here for Luminosity. And this was the last play I was expecting. It was the last play that Redeemers were expecting. Disgusting from Catalysm. The German breaks through. And Ab's crazy, thinking he has the easy rebound. Sent to the Shadow Realm. And back to a series deficit as well, heading into game 4. Was it just a blip that Luminosity would dare drop one game? Welcome in chat. A legend of the scene, of course, LCT. And of course, I think I saw Bullaris and Detalied as well. Absolute pleasure to have you guys local. I believe you guys did miss the loss that Luminosity faced against Revenue Redeemers. However, in Game 3, they were bringing it all back. And I expect that Game 4 should go in Luminosity's favour. There's no way they lose a second. There is no way their first played series in the top 16 of Asia Pacific Open 3 will double the game losses that they got in the entirety of Open 1. Of Open 2. It's just not possible in my eyes. It is just not going to happen. So if you're here to cheer on Abs Crazy, I completely understand. They're an amazing player, a fantastic talent. But LG have woken up. That was their little warning shot. That was the little boost that they needed behind them. But in this fourth game, I think we're going to see same old LG like we saw some sights of in that third game. We do head over. Exit lag apparently kicking out Kaizen. But he will be back in the lobby. Ladies and gentlemen, Game 4 is officially underway. Luminosity versus Revenue Redeemers, the team to cause the most issues at the earliest stages so far for Luminosity, since they've caught wind as the reigning champions. And whoa, that's a big early commit coming from Rev Redeemers. That is not how you're going to pick up a second game. Abs Crazy with nothing in the tank. Sosa still hunting for bumps regardless. And it's all free for Catalysm. Has Sosa even scored? He scored in game 1. The game winner, top right corner. To open up the series scoring. Catalysm high. Sphinx looking to get about 50-50, and Sosa may have just been reading the chat here. We'll sit a bit deep here. We'll allow Catalysm to perhaps set something up for him. And there you go. Kill bluff. I'm going to call you out specifically. And when this is used in stream highlights, I want them to know that Kill Bluff in chat was asking if Sosa has scored yet. You may have missed it in game 1, but there's your answer as it appears in game 4. Sphinx. Oh, with a kickoff strike to Catalysm. Same old Luminosity. Watching it all pile in. The unstoppable force that no one in Asia Pacific will be able to stop. Maybe hinder, but it'll never be anything more than that. Sosa looking for that forward carry. Kaizen looking to chase back something here for Revenue Redeemers. They can't play that all 3 players on the goal line and kumbaya, as you know, a lot of players used to call the old NRG play style back in the day. They're going to have to attack now. They can't rely on these counters. And well, that first goal gonna have to be the start of something special if they want any hopes here of bringing this to 5. Catalysm we'll take this one after the kickoff. It's not going to be an immediate KO goal like we've seen previously. Abs Crazy held off the play here. It is going to be Sphinx lurking backwards. Sosa on that right wall. Abs Crazy will send it high. Sphinx wants to stay tight. Kaizen just trying to delay the play here of Catalysm, but I feel like that forward play will only favour the Luminosity third man. It is Sphinx. Looking for the bump afterwards. Can't land it against Kaizen. Catalysm off the corner. And you can just see the ruthlessness of Luminosity. The endless hunger. The bottomless stomach, you could say, for this side for getting goals. And Sosa, typically your player to grab them from his own corner. He does technically get a flip reset. It's not the cleanest of connections, and Abs Crazy will just allow that one to spill into his own goal. Should have been a save there. I think he feared too much the dunk that Sosa was going for, when really any somewhat offbeat touch would have sent that one off net. A big bump on the goal line. Sphinx isn't able to take advantage of that opening. And well, it is Sosa with, I believe, 2 shots and 2 goals. So much consistency once he gets himself forward, even if that second one was somewhat gifted. We'll have to work a little bit harder to set up this one. Abs Crazy looking to take it forward. Catalysm off the corner, knocks it back, but Sphinx demoed off the play here. So now the option will have to be a very low resources Sosa. Abs Crazy to Bunny. Again, looking for a 3-goal difference. There is a raw one in the corner. We'll see if those players do stick to it. They do not. In a 3v3, we didn't see who broke it, so didn't see it didn't happen, is what I would say here if it was a Luminosity player. I don't think Curses will be strong enough to beat them in this game. And listen, I've been a big curse for all the teams that I've been casting so far, but Luminosity are just too powerful for that. Sosa backwall to exploit, but no boost of attack. Catalysm will get that second touch. Bunny with a save. And Kaizen, in my eyes, it would have been consolation for himself. It's a chance back. Hold on, there's a play on the ceiling. It's Sosa! Looking to save Catalysm yet again. He did find him, but the ball couldn't find the back of the net. And that would have been an astounding play for LG to shut this series down. Instead, it's Catty yet again, leaving this one off to Sosa on target. Abs Crazy will keep it out. And well, it's been a completely different game to what we've seen for the first three, where it has been close in the scorings. Revenue Redeemers have been tight-knit in their defense. Instead, Luminosity have been able to exploit openings. There have been huge mistakes we haven't seen before from Redeemers. And there should be absolutely no questions of who the top dog side were in this fourth game. It was all Luminosity. And is in these final 15 seconds, I'm sure they'll still be hunting that 15th, because that's that fifth goal, sorry, because that is just the team they are. So forward to Sphinx, looking to play it back to Catalysm. He'll poke it high. Sphinx again popping it up. I saw Sosa with a tank. And of course they'll find the target. Like I said, looking for that fifth goal. It's salt in the wound. It's an extra bit of confidence for LG and an extra bit of practice as well for a team that were not able to play their first series as a result, of course, of a forfeit from the opposing team. LG do qualify for the top 6. They do qualify for the upper quarterfinals. And they are one series away, once we get to, of course, the hybrid bracket stage, of qualifying for the Birmingham Major. To be clear, the third series that they will play today will be purely for seeding, not for positioning. Therefore, it will not get them any closer or further away from qualifying for Birmingham. That is all to be decided tomorrow. But still, we will be sticking around for the third series of the day. If there is a match to watch, I'm down to stay on stream for a little bit, producer, with the chat here. Like I said, if there is anything running, and we'll see out one series that's going underway at the moment. I'll let my esteemed producer pick which one that is, and we will transfer over. One game was lost, of course, in that series, but I feel like, you know, it's only Luminosity where you can point that out after a confident game 4 victory. But also something I do want to mention. And I'm glad that this is the stream that has picked here. This streamer is a streamer for Kenotrope. I'm going to check over onto his stream right now. And just refresh to get a fresh look at the viewership, because it is ridiculous at the moment. If it wants to refresh. I believe this streamer is currently sitting on 2k viewers. Well, at least one Japanese streamer is currently sitting on 2k viewers. And there's another one on 14k. So I'm tracking a different streamer with 2k. This one's on 14. That's 16k coming in from, I believe it is, Japanese content creators at the moment for Asia Pacific. This is huge for the scene. I cannot understate how huge this is for the scene. There is going to be, I'm calling it early, a big influx of Japanese players in the scene, just like Asia Pacific started with the likes of Burn, of course, who we had the potential to face before, but our previous opponents were able to beat them in a sweep. That era is coming back, I can feel, of, you know, some more up-and-coming Japanese dominant players. They're going to have a very, very tough task on their hands, having to face the prodigal superstar and, in my opinion, the best Asia Pacific player, local Asia Pacific player, Sphinx. Well, I'm not even sure if it's an opinion at this point. Got MVP last season, of course, for APAC. Won the 1v1 pre-season open as well for APAC. I think they're going to go on to win the APAC split 1v1 if they do compete into it as well. We are going to switch over to the Senza stream I've just heard knowledge of when their next game starts. And I am interested to see, of course, the results of that one. Because Senza, I'll be honest, I thought they would bomb out. Yeah, I thought they would bomb out of this tournament early with, frankly, how unimpressive they played in the Swiss stage, almost being knocked out in round 5. They faced losses to Dekubop Dumnem, the team that they're facing right now, via the nature of a sweep. Of course, Dekubop Dumnem currently sitting in the lead, and this must be Senza's stream, right? Because they have not bothered to attempt to spell Dekubop Dumnem, and frankly, I do not blame them. I do not blame them. But if Senza were able to grab this series win, it would be sweet, sweet revenge against them. And it would prevent us from having an upper finals rematch, because if I do remember correctly, let me just double check my brackets. We played Dekubop Dumnem in the upper finals in the last Open, of which we swept them. And I also believe we played them in the... Did we play them in a Swiss stage at some point as well? I'm not 100% sure on that one. But Dekubop Dumnem are a team I'll follow closer. Yes, we followed... Oh, we played them literally in the Swiss stage at last Sunday. No, we didn't. We did. We did. We played Dekubop Dumnem a lot. We've swept them every single time. And frankly, you know, they all blur into one at this point, guys. They all blur into one. But an upper finals rematch against them, I do not think the players on LG will be complaining. They'll really fancy themselves there, of course. And I hope you guys like the jumper I'm wearing. It's got a little SirPigasus... Oh, which way? It's got a little SirPigasus logo on it. Exclamation mark store if you want to have a look at that. Not sponsored, because it's me, of course. But focusing on the game at hand. And of course, if you want to support my co-caster, who's in chat at the moment, Quanzak, who should be sleeping, I will say. I appreciate you being here, but my friend, get some rest. Get some rest. Get some rest, my friend. Yeah, I will. Yeah. As I just said in my ear, call him out. And I'm not calling him out. I just care for him. I just care for him. I hope he's okay. I want him to get some rest. But you can support him. Of course, his Twitch is just straight up listed there because he's active in chat. There's also exclamation mark casters where you can check out myself, SirPigasus and Quanzag, and exclamation mark producer as well, where you will see the Birmingham major observer's Twitter. Please go give some love and support to his announcement tweet about that as well, please. Quanzak is incredibly sick and can barely talk. Sleep, my friend. Sleep. Oh my goodness. Birmingham, of course. Senza currently sitting in the lead here against Dekubop Dumnem, and I am just going to double check here if Liquipedia have reported how the games have gone so far. Okay, it's not going to be another reverse sweep because Senza took game 1, but of course they were able to reverse sweep their first series against Overlooked, which was a shocking result in my eyes with how well Overlooked did in the Swiss. But I mean, it's so hard to tell how important the Swiss stage actually is in determining how good teams are. And you can tell that they're confused as well with the way they use it to seed the groups. Formats are always going to be a mess. They're never going to be perfect. But my goodness, I do think they missed this time. It's a goal here for Dekubop Dumnem by Porsas, by I believe that's Hog in Finnish or like Piglet. So I've always said he's my favourite player on that team. Even though we have swept him every single time that we played them. I also had the opportunity to cast for Dekubop Dumnem in Open 1. Unfortunate for Revenue Redeemers, they were the better team. I think they were a good team. I think they matched up pretty well in a way that I think was surprising for a lot of people. I would call them the better team, being completely honest. But they were still extremely strong. Regza with a completely open net there. Oh my goodness, how did this one come into play? Interesting to see this one on the replay. So Regza does really well with those 2 touches, and Hello's just caught a bit high on that one. So Regza's just able to sneak that one through. Crazy upset by Luminosity. Yeah, true. Okay, true. Decabop done them. Like I said, I had the pleasure of casting them during Open 1. I was still in talks with Luminosity, but that didn't quite come into fruition yet. And Quantec invited me over, and then we came over here. Decabop done them are a very offensive team, and not as in like they make people upset. They like to be high on the pitch, is more what I'm trying to get at there. They like to be the team in possession. Their third man typically positions ridiculously high, and they're a really good team at beating, you know, anyone outside the top 6. They'll do it really comfortably, typically. However, once they start to face higher talents and possession isn't in their favor, I feel like this is a team that does struggle defensively. And that has been their Achilles heel, I guess you could say, for the majority of these opens. As well, this is, of course, a full Finnish team, Dansku Porsas Regsa. They do actually play together in Finnish leagues. So when they came here to compete in APAC, this is like an established roster that I feel like has been playing together for, I want to say, years at this point, which is very rare to see in the scene, but it helps when, you know, there are national leagues involved and you are part of a nation like Finland as well, which, you know, has actually a surprising fair bit of talent, as APAC has learned very quickly, but still, you find your friends, you find your teammates, and you typically stick with them. You know, it's not massive, it's not like the French scene, where there's, you know, it feels like hundreds of players at that point that are always options. Sensevo able to bring this one back to equal. We will surely see this one go to OT. I'm not going to back a 0-second goal. There we go. Called it. Oh my goodness, Hazia fired. I'm just seeing what you said in chat. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There's worse stuff in our break screens, to be completely honest. It is complete TikTok brain rot whenever we are together in a call, unfortunately. But that's all the stuff you guys do not get to hear. And I mean, Decabop done them, when you think of it, are a brain rot team. They are named after a Fortnite meme. And an absolute banger song as well. Hello. Ooh, looking to try and sneak through there. But there were 2 players. He wasn't going to get his way through that one. And again, it's a very high Center Esports defense. It's how they conceded that second goal for Decabop done them. And I must say, that's not something I've ever really noticed before with them. Reg's a big bump coming out there. Poor Sars. Oh, damn for play just before he could get that 100 boost. If he did, you could imagine he'd be either slamming that one off the ceiling to drop right down, or would have tried to wrap himself around it with some mechanics. And I have heard that Elevate's dropped a game in round 1. Similarly to how Luminosity did it. And it absolutely disgusts me that we would imitate trash. But sometimes that's just what happens. That one was for Mel. That one was for Mel. Not that he's going to be watching this back, because I don't think he can handle watching his team's owners again and again. It hurts his poor feelings. And Sozia, oh, hold on a minute. That's completely open. And that's going to be the series. Oh, that was an overcommit. That is shocking from Senza. That is a complete throw of the series there in that OT. I don't know if that is nerves. I don't know what you want to call it. But that's a shocking way for that series to end. And it will be a rematch versus Decabop Dumnem in that upper round 3 for seeding yet again in Open 2. Of course, it was all sweeps in that position when we faced them in round 3 of the Swiss stage just last Sunday. It was all sweeps there as well. Can Luminosity keep that form going? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call this break a little bit early to get us all prepared for it. Luminosity do drop their first game of the Open so far, matching that of the complete entirety of Open number 2. Revenue Redeemers were a tough side, but not tough enough to hold on against the reigning 2 time champion, soon to be free, soon to be your major contenders. Can they continue sweeping form against Deku Pop Dum then? We will find out after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the official Luminosity Gaming team stream. They've secured themselves top 6 upper bracket. They have secured themselves being one series win away from the major. But that all has to be saved for the hybrid bracket. For now, it's going to be the final round of GSL. This one's all for seeding, but not for fun. It's still all business here between Luminosity and our opponents, Deku Bop Dumnem, which I do need to update the title for, so no spoilers this time. Deku Bop Dumnem, a team that we were able to sweep in this exact same spot in the bracket last open. Like I said, that was a sweep. We also faced them in the final round of the Swiss to qualify for this top 6 team. Of course, that was another sweep. So there should be a lot of confidence here behind LG. They've got that one game loss out of the way against Revenue Redeemers. So surely they don't get any more for the rest of the Open. That's what we're going for, right? That's the storyline I can stick with. That's the one they're telling me to say, I do believe. The test lobby is over. We are getting the players in? Question mark. Wait for 8 in lobby, referee says. Oh, okay. Now we have 8 in lobby. Regza has joined. Luminosity versus Deku Bop Dumnem. An unexpected rivalry between these two rosters. No matter the brackets, no matter the seeding, these two, it is guaranteed that they must face each other at some point. And one team just keeps on staying on top. Catalysm opens up the scores for Luminosity. And well, it didn't take long. 7 recorded seconds. And that's discounting time for kickoff. Luminosity with an instant impact. Showing Deku Bop Dumnem what they've shown them time and time and time again. Do not give them space. Do not double commit. Do not hold back for a bump. What can they do? Absolutely nothing. They can pop Dumnem, do it every single time. I'd love to see some predictions here in chat. What do we expect here for this one? Do we expect a sweep as per usual against this team? Or are we going for another potential shock loss, just like we saw in the last game? Like I said, that was an upset in itself. It's not going to be the biggest upset of the day. Overlooked, formerly 90+7, formerly 0 sec, go out in top 16 after facing a defeat to Kinotrope and in the lower brackets, and a defeat to Senza in the uppers as well, I believe the record was. Absolutely brutal first 2 series to have to face there, but you know, I would love to blame the dodgy seeding, but Senza were going to be underseeded, them going all the way to round 5 after what was a shocking Swiss stage for their quality. But this just opens up the space even more for differences to be made here for LG. This one drops down to Catalysm, bar hits here, Regza will knock this one out high. Poor Sars drop down. Regza looking close, but Sphinx will sneak this one around. And, well, it's a sight to the eyes, but apparently not to the ears here, according to Hazard in Twitch chat. And he's not talking about my casting. He's talking about Sosa's engine. At least I hope he would at least keep that one secret to himself. Sphinx just has a completely open net. Can't even really catch it there for the pogo. So he's just going to let this one bounce off him. And oh, that is such a nice catch there. You don't need a fancy finish when the setup was even better. And tell you what, I prefer a play like that to a simple flip reset. Those are not plays that are easy to practice. Those are ones you just have to experience in game. And it's crazy to just say that this 16-year-old has so much experience. Immediately establishing themselves as the best the region has to offer. And I'm not talking 2024, I'm not talking 2025, I'm talking potentially of all time if this trajectory continues. Sosa Leaves this one back to Catalysm. Looks to play this one off the waterfall. Sosa's lurking inside. Like I said, that's just a guaranteed goal. Permanent 6-yarder. If he's found the gap in play, he'll find the gap in net as well. Every single time. 4-0 LG. Just on that halfway point. And it feels like the same old story we are used to when these two teams meet. Catalysm. Look to drag this one forward, and at this point, you're just looking for what will be the best goal scored by LG. It becomes a little bit of a shooting contest when they start establishing these really high, oh my goodness, goal differences. I loved that demo attempt to try and open things up here for Sosa. It's a good save from Regza. There was no third man there, and Sphinx can just make it 5. I do just also want to say a very special welcome to Adam Baguette in chat as well. I saw your recent tweets, your recent tweets about your medicals. And very glad that you're doing well, my friend. And it's glad to see you around as well. Catalysm with the 6th there for Luminosity. And again, Adam, I hope you enjoyed the show as well. Please drop some support for Adam Baguette and some support for that tweet as well. Really good to see that he's doing well. Oh my goodness, that is a horrific car sound. I've just noticed. Oh, but that's a great goal from Catalysm. A lovely read off the wall. And a redirect to secure his hat-trick. And Hazard, I don't think that's true. I think it's top 4. I think it's top 4 and Luminosity secure it regardless. I think it said on the direct sheet. Even if Elevates do go on to win. And I don't think there's any other team other than Luminosity and Elevate that can qualify either. I'm trolling. Okay. Thank you very much, Adam. Like I said, absolutely honoured to have you here. Catalysm back on. In the corner, 0 boost, however. Sosa is going to have to pick this one up. Sphinx. Time and space in the corner. 2 touches to try and find a teammate. Sosa had Catalysm right behind. This one will pop up. Regza. Let's keep this one alive as well. It's a completely open net, but I feel like Sphinx is going to get a bit funky with it. Yep. Oh my goodness. As soon as is a goal difference, like I said, it's a shooting contest. They don't want these open nets. It's too easy. Catalysm. A blast from the past. Because this is what you call a doomsy dish. A feast for LG. If they didn't want to just throw it into the faces of this Deku Bob done them defense. Horrific sights here. They can't keep getting away with this, Luminosity. It's just inhumane that the brackets would continuously put these teams together in the upper finals. Because this just happens every single time. And I can't believe we're saying this. But 23 seconds for Luminosity to potentially put themselves on a double-digit scoreline. This feels like when I'm casting high school and middle school. There are some blowouts there, but this one, my goodness, takes the cake at the highest level. Sosa secures the 10th here for LG. And I tell you what, as a producer, can you please skip Asks Poor Sats? He just wants the bleeding to stop. Hazard, like I said, it's inhumane. It is inhumane already. And you're making them have to feel it all. Yeah, and we've seen him skip this time. And to that I say, Hazard, what are you doing? We've got them exactly where they want them. If they can't handle the replays being watched, like, they're gonna have to see in top 8, like you used to see in top 16. Oh well. No, with all seriousness, I don't think that's necessary. LG take that first game, 11 goals to 0. Well, the bleeding stops there. 4 Decabop done them, and well, it was a series worth of action in the first game, a series sweep worth of action in the first game, I will say, and I'm talking best of 7s. And well, if Boyo Royo did ever tune into the stream, I'm sure he tuned out very, very quickly. He was saying during the Swiss stage, it was boring seeing how easy Luminosity dismantled teams. I can only imagine how put to sleep he would have been after that 11-0 decimation from LG. And you've just got to question here, how has Hazard picked those replays? He's had so many options there in that game. There are 11 goals, and usually that's your cheat sheet. You just clip up all the goals and put them at the end there. He had to really get picky with what he showed. I think the best... I deleted random ones. Yes, 11-0. FUEX in chat. Sorry to ruin your narrative. Yeah. What the heck, man? What the heck? But, yep, 11-0 in game 1. Game 2... You know, it's going to be a fresh card, okay? It's going to be 5 minutes 0-0 on the clock. Decabop damn them can reset that mental and perhaps have a bit better competition. We are on my favourite map. This is the one I was talking about. Forbidden Temple with grass. With my favourite team as well. In APAC. I've got to make sure I don't get in trouble in other regions. And I've just been shouted at by Hazard. He asked, what is that car? What is that car? It hasn't worked for them. Cocaster has found the first goal in 12 seconds. Not quite the 7 seconds like we've seen before. So, with that narrative, Luminosity are falling off. It's official, guys. Hashtag LG is over party on Twitter. They're just not reaching those, you know, same capabilities like they did in game 1. Taking them way too long to break the lines, even when they've got to play with a funky car on the other team. Dansku going for that musty pass to quite land. It's going to be Sosa to chase this one forward in the corner. Sphinx will shut down that space. Big ball of the corner, and Dansku might have just found an equaliser. A little bit of open space there. Bit of overconfidence shown by Catalysm, and a slow backwards rotate from Sosa as well. We'll see that one sneak in. To get it off my screen. Regza, I want to say, what? Is that the Mac E or something? That car that he's using? It's the one that I know that a few pro players like to use. I remember Arsenal used it just before he retired. But I tell you what, the tried and trusted Fennec will do it for Catalysm. I know it's my favourite car. Hasn't made me much of a good player. 2-1 LG. And Decabop done them. We're able to respond quickly before, and that demo might allow them to respond even quicker. Regs are off that left wall. Holds it down against Sphinx here. Catalysm does well to overlap over. One Sarge finds the second as well. Poor Sars is B. Catalysm with the bump. This beautiful setup play there, and I think that's one of those rare instances. I don't think his teammates backed him. They're calling him the best player competing in Asia Pacific. You've got to back him in these plays, even when he's got nothing in the tank. He makes the impossible possible. He's going to make the impossible possible at the major, and he's going to supply Sphinx for this goal right now. Easy tap in the corner. Sphinx had to reposition himself with his flick. But he makes it look so easy. Regs are fighting through Sosa with a flip reset. Can't take this one around. It's going to be Sphinx to lay off to Catalysm. Sphinx. Oh, that one beats Regsa. This is going to be dangerous in the defense now for Dekabop Dum Them. They might be facing all three players. We're not grounded here. Carlism. Can't bump Regsa. He makes that save. Sphinx will stay on. Oh, and give us something special. 360 stall to Sosa. Porsas makes the save. And well, 2 goals is enough just for them to start going for these funky shots. We saw a fantastic goal, I believe it was in Open 2, where Sphinx did an impeccable stall reset off the wall to a second reset to goal. This one not as aesthetic as that one, but admittedly it does the same job. It changes the scoreline the same way. I do think some goals should earn you 2 or 3. We give some basketball rules. I know that is oh, it is called a Mackie. It says it right in the back. I know, of course, that basketball has been taking the headlines recently, but I think most importantly, in the Japanese headlines has been all about Rocket League, the Kinotrope stream having 5 digits worth of viewers, and there is another Japanese streamer right now playing Rocket League with just over 2,000 viewers of his own. Rocket League is getting back on the map in Japan, and oh my goodness, that flick from Regsa was impressive, but not challenging to the defenses. Catalysm looking to go all the way, and Sphinx will steal it. Lovely little play from his own back wall. Mal asks, can we nerf Luminosity and make Hazard play instead of one of the players? Oh, Hazard, I don't agree with that. No, Hazard, you can't say... Sorry, Hazard's just gone in the hot mic, which you guys can't hear, and say it would make the team better. He said that Catalysm is nothing compared to you, okay? And you would destroy that 16-year-old in a 1v1. Wow. Wow, that's such a harsh thing to say. Especially after he's just made it 6. My goodness, who does Hazard think he is, guys? Can we throw some hate in chat? No, just kidding. Just kidding. Throw some... No, he thought about it. Oh, he thought about it. Could you imagine if his hand slipped and we had to forfeit this game to Dekabop Dum Them? Oh my goodness. Sosa back on. Can't play this one off the ceiling. Hello Yo-Yo in chat as well. Sosa, of course, thinks cannot land that one. It is going to be Catalysm in the corner. Regs are back forward. And I just feel like I'm saying that same thing for Dekabop Dum Them. Either say I'm a bad caster or that Dekabop Dum Them just have the same game plan. It's just not coming to play. They're just trying to knock the ball forward and hoping something happens for them. It's not going to. Oh, maybe it will. Hold on. What a musty flick from Regsa. Oh, shut up, frankly. Defense did well to shut it down to prove my point, but I'll tell you what, I was nervous for a second. Oh my goodness, don't do that to me again, please. Please. Sosa high. Goes to car cam to try and see if anyone was hanging on that back wall. Unfortunately, there were 2. 5 seconds left on the clock. Luminosity let that one drop. I don't think they intended to. And now match point lands in favour of LG. Could they get another sweep against this Dekabop Dum Them side? Thank you as well for the sub there, Yo-Yo. It was a very good performance there coming from Sphinx. A few goal steals as well on the way. But overall, I would still say he was deserving of that top spot. I will say that elsewhere, Kinotrope are going game for game with Revenue Redeemers at the moment. Revenue Redeemers just continuing to impress here in the lower brackets. But on our stream, looking for the next series. Looking for the next game, sorry. I'm just reading some of the chat that I can see on a different screen here. Waiting for this third game. And this may be the final game recorded on the official Luminosity Gaming team stream. Of course, that being this channel, the SirPigasus Twitch channel. If they are able to land that sweep. The final plays here for Luminosity will be reserved for mainstream afterwards. Where, like I said, they will be, regardless of results, one series away from the Birmingham Major qualification. 5 minutes, 0-0, and Champions Field for some reason. Dekubop done them, just looking for one. Luminosity looking to keep those scores settled. Save coming out early here from Dansku. Sphinx looking to contest in the corner. How does he do it? An insane read and double tap. And a ceiling shuffle celebration is well to match. What can't this superstar do? Oh, a beautiful Musty as well. Oh, my freestyler nerd brain loves watching him play. Well, he's chock full to the brim of confidence. No one is safe. Oh my goodness, Dekubop done them. Almost beating themselves. Sphinx dropped out. Sosa leaves this one high. Catalysm sees Sosa on the ceiling. There's no way he dropped down. Go for the reels. Rangster on the redirect. You know what? Fair enough. Oh, he came off a blue car as well. That's a nice shot there from Regza. He's very mechanical in his own regards. Saw him challenge to an absolutely obscene shot for £100 on Twitter. We'll see if he'll attempt it in this game. Part of me thinks he will not. Especially with limited boost. If you know, you know. And oh, Dekubop done them, end up 50ing their own, and Sosa's just been left with a backboard. Porsos will get that second charge. Sphinx will take it off that back wall, and Regza does well for the save. Sosa inside again, Catalysm playing it tight on the reverse. Beep, beep, trying to find it back in. But still a Dekubop done them, player keeps it out. Sphinx just with a double flip reset, because why not? Here in the corner. He's just looking to show off. He watches these streams back. He likes hearing me make my weird noises that people were complaining about at the end of last stream. Well, not complaining about, but they pointed it out. And now I'm self-conscious. No, I'm kidding. Sphinx. Can't snipe that bottom left. Regza had it covered regardless. And well, goal line stayed close, but again, that field domination still firmly in the hands of Luminosity. And it's not like it's been a Revenue Redeemers game. Luminosity, you can tell they're trying to get a bit fancy. They're trying to get aesthetic. They're trying to score the best goals possible. And unfortunately, it's the quantity, not the quality that matter. But these guys just know how to put on the show. Like I said, the final game of Split 1 on the official team stream for Luminosity. And they're looking to provide a product for you guys. You will be, I believe, watching the future 3-time champions and major contenders for Asia Pacific. And well, it has been an absolute honour. The job's not done yet. Even in this series, Sphinx 50'd up. Catalysm will compete against Porsar. Sosa looking for that bottom left corner. Saved here from Dansku. Whoa, Sphinx from completely out the play. Catalysm does well for the save. Dansku stays tight. Still a little bit of awkwardness between them. Sosa up top to Catalysm. Sosa wants that pass back. Had both Catalysm and Sphinx waiting tight. What will be the winning goal? I'm starting to think that number 5 will be the one. Number 5 will be the one. Not 3. I do not think the third goal will be the winning one. It's another lovely redirect. Redirect mentioned. Rah! If you know, you know. Just shy of 90 seconds for Luminosity to make a 1-goal comeback. Catalysm falls victim to that slow kickoff. Sphinx throws that one on target immediately. Dansku off that left wall. Catalysm shuts him down. Sphinx will pop it over. And it's Porsos out wide. Sosa tight to the play. It's going to be Catalysm. Flip reset surely, but he is challenged there by Dansku. And well, you heard the in-game announcer. 60 seconds left on the clock. And a 2-goal difference to chase. They might just double their game losses from Open 2 in one day. If they cannot come back in these final 55. And well, Deku Bob Dunham will end the streak of getting swept by Luminosity, if that's the case as well. The Sphinx, not over yet. Big save there off the back wall though. Sosa won't find Sphinx. It's all poor Sars. And oh, what can he go for here? It's a bit shallow to the wall. No angle really there to find. Catalysm gets himself a goal and hold on. It's not over yet. Be careful. Be careful, Deku Bop done them. Luminosity have a record to maintain. Catalysm will be that forward man in that creative kickoff. The demo follows as well, but instead we just see all 3 players backed behind this ball. The Decabop done them, and Luminosity gonna have to fight through from their own half. Sosa sees 2 players in front of him. Catalysm was the only one to wait deep. Sphinx is behind as well. 100 boost, come on. Dribble all away. Give us an OT. Sphinx fakes and goes low. Ingenious plays. It pops high. No, that's not. That didn't touch the ground. VAR. VAR. Do they have it in Asia? I do not know. Do they have it in the J-League? That didn't touch the ground. Absolutely not. Admins! Admins! Look into this! Look into this! It is a game 3 lost from Luminosity again! We will be going to game 4! No! I mean, this series doesn't count, right? It's only for seeding! Oh, their second loss. Already topping the game losses that they got in Open 2. They've doubled it. They've doubled it. Where is the team that I loved? Nah, I'm kidding. Obviously, I mean, come on. We're in such a spot of privilege. We can even, like, pretend that is a talking point. It's not. Game 4. Same old story. We were trolling, we gave it away, we were freestyling the entire time until the last minute where we were like, oh damn, this might fall the other way. And well, as we fly past the banner of champions, the reigning champs of APAC will look to shut down this upper final. Deku Bop done them. Regardless, will be happy to leave this series with a game win. A record of which they have not been able to achieve against this side throughout the entirety of the 2025 RLCS season. A Luminosity will happily take a game 4 here if they're able to grab it. Sphinx low boost will keep this offense going. Regsa individually had a fantastic game 3. Defensively was strong, was able to get a redirect as well. Contributions in offense. Not easy to do, of course, against Luminosity, but nothing is easy when you're facing this LG side. Dansku demoed. Poor sus. Second fiddle to that 50-50 there with a Luminosity player. Kalism high to Sosa. He wants that redirect, but Dansku does not give him the space nor time. Sphinx. That's over to Porsas. It's a beautiful second touch here, and Sosa is going to be lying on the back foot. Still, 100 boost grabbed. Porsas again, 2 touches. He'll find the back of the net. And Dekubut Dunham will open up the scoring. And I'm cut. My beads of sweat. Only due to my ring lights. Never a worry for Luminosity. Especially with this much time left on the clock. Oh, Sosa. Oh, Sosa! Oh! Back to the garage! Fix your axles! Sosa! On an absolute tear! And that's how you bring a game back to equal. In style. Embarrass them. Throw them away. One of very few teams to take a game against LG. Sosa puts them back in their place. And you can feel ever since that kickoff, it's all been LG offense. This has been the first real opportunity for Dekubut Dunham, and that was shut down fast. Porsas is caught way too high. Dansku on his own line. Does save a shot there from Sphinx. Regsa is beaten by that prevention superstar. Porsas off the other wall. Sosa wants to pre-jump it. There was actually a player waiting on that ceiling for Dekubut Dunham. Sphinx again, it's left, it's Sosa, can't drop it down. It's the halfway point. Equality between these two rosters. It's going to be Sosa. Shut down here within the play, Dekubut Dunham. Looked like they had an opening, but Sosa was quick to close it. Sphinx will let this one fly. Carlism up top, one touch, go on a bump on Dansku perhaps, maybe Porsas, neither one lands, but Sosa sees a gap coming off that corner. Sphinx wanted to exploit it. Sosa, such a good first touch, such a good second, but Regsa does well to be that backup man. When you saw 2 Dekubut Dunham players up, you worried that they were going to be covering the same space there and get beaten by one play, but a little bit of forward thinking prevented that from the defense. And I feel like that has been a hole in Dekubut Dunham's game in general, where you do see some of these double commits. That's how they can make the most of it, but my goodness. Sphinx with a perfect setup, completely on the back foot for those first few touches, but able to get such fluid control and just put it on a tee there for, I believe it was Sosa. Luminosity back in the lead. That could just be the game winner, the series winner, the favourable series achiever in the upper quarterfinals. I will have a cheeky peek. If we know who's in the upper finals of GSL, it's Locomotive versus Elevate. Both top 4 teams in the last open. And I believe when Locomotive were free rats, they were top 4 as well. So, not an easy side on paper there. And Sphinx! All easy sides for him. Double flip reset to break through the Dekubut Dunham defense. To bury them in the dirt. And to almost guarantee this game for finish. Sosa will certainly secure it with that bicycle shot. A hard touch 50. And a completely open net. And it's going to be a 39 seconds attributed to that of a victory lap for Luminosity. Upper quarters qualification. Only 2 games dropped within the entirety of this Open. Only 3 games dropped if you combine that with Open 2. One of the most dominant teams you will ever see in a region. Continuing to prove it day after day, Open after Open, and that will continue on the mainstream at Tesseract Esports or Kokken, if he wants, the Japanese speaking stream. And I'm sure they will continue to prove their dominance as well at the major. Top 4, all is needed for Luminosity when they've proven their floor to be number 1. That will be the final series of the split on the team stream on the SirPigasus Twitch channel. And on behalf of myself, Quanzek and Hazza, it has been an absolute pleasure to be hosting these team streams. And what a show these players have been able to put up for us as well. Whether it's the Swiss stage, whether it's the GSL, it all seems the same. It's all a blur for this team. They make it look just as easy every single time. We saw some crazy shots. A double flip reset there from Sphinx just to close everything out. Just to be that icing on the cake of what has been an absolute blast for Open 2 and Open 3 for, like I said, myself, Quanzek and Hazza. I am just going to drop in chat an exclamation mark team to continue to support this roster, which I do in my heart of hearts believe will be the strongest team that APAC has ever sent to an international tournament. I will genuinely back that with my full heart of hearts. And Mal doing it before I need to. Thank you very much. Exclamation mark casters and exclamation mark producer as well to support myself, SirPigasus, and of course Quanzek, who unfortunately cannot make it today, but has been, you know, the best co-caster I could ever ask for in all of these streams. And we're going to be sticking together for a lot more projects. Hazza as well, being the GOAT producer. He's going to be an observer as well at that Birmingham major. He will be observing familiarly some of the games for Luminosity, potentially, if his schedule ends up falling that way. Ooh. And speaking of the major, I know for sure that I will be there as well. So any of you guys in Twitch chat, if you see me around, please come over and say hi, please. I would love to meet as many people as possible. But oh my goodness, what a blast this has been so far. It's been chock full to the bring of highlights there from Luminosity. Thank you so much to Mektos, to Catalysm, to Sphinx, and to Sosa for providing us all the highest Rocket League action that Asia Pacific has to offer and some of the best that the world has to offer. This will be the end of the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Return to the Tesseract stream tomorrow to watch this team compete in the upper quarterfinals, of which, if they get to that series victory, they are going to Birmingham. It was an absolute pleasure and a dream come true to be hosting the official team stream here for Luminosity Gaming. Thank you everyone for who has stuck around. Thank you very much to my co-caster Quanzek, my producer, of course, Hazza, and everyone at Luminosity Gaming. It was an absolute blast, and I hope to see all of you at the major as well. Good night.
Going out of my mind, and I wish I could lie, tell you that it gets better. time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months where I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to. I can't seem to. I can't seem to move. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months that I can't seem to move. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to. Feel me in the darkness. My shadows, they follow you like an accomplice. Lost all of your dreams, the night is harder. My shadows, they follow you. My shadows, they follow you in the darkness. In the My shadows, they follow you like an accomplice. Lost all of your dreams, the night is harder. My shadows, they follow you. My shadows, they follow